guys, welcome back to my channel and my podcast. This is the hoodoracle, aka Karmic's Worst Nightmare, aka the Rembrandt of Karmic Readers, aka Diamond in the Rough, also known as Queen Bee. And that bitch. Yes, I do tend to curse in my videos. If that's a problem, then I don't know what to tell you. This is who I am, and you have to be genuine when you're making these types of things. If you're censoring yourself, then the energy is not going to flow. So that being said, I am going to be doing these narcissism readings because they're going to be in the format of readings, talking about narcissism and the Jezebel spirit and karmics, because I have made a name for myself on YouTube with my karmic readings. People kind of know me by that, so I decided to bring that here, and you can see a sample of my previous episodes, and you'll see how I do my karmic readings. But I wanted to talk about the narcissism aspect of it and the Jezebelian spirit aspect of things, because not everybody is on a twin flame journey. You know, not everybody is a twin flame, and people do have similar issues that need to be addressed, and they can't slap the karmic label on them, okay? Because that's really exclusive to those that are on the twin flame journey. So for everybody else, it's Jezebelian if this is a religious person that you're talking about, or if you're a religious person that's inquiring, or a regular, everyday person, 3D person, as we say in the twin flame dynamic, a narcissist. So 3 versions of the same thing, okay? So the one commonality that they all have, karmic, narcissist, and Jezebel spirit, is they don't care about you. They never did, they never will. They only care to keep you within their sights, and they're only there to serve their own selfish agendas, okay? Whichever way you want to call it. Karmic, Jezebel spirit, or narcissist, okay? So it's basically the same thing. Now, I'm not going to be using tarot cards for the time being. I'm kind of being guided to use other types of cards and not the tarot cards for the time being, because there's a real potentiality of them being messed with, okay? You're kind of opening that curtain, right? To see what's behind the curtain, so you don't know what you're letting in. So right now, I have to just not use the tarot cards. I have plenty of card decks in my box here, which, oh my goodness, too many. But they're not tarot cards, okay? I don't know why that came out so difficult. But what I am going to be using for these reads for the time being, and if you have been following me for a while, I'm a big fan of Carolyn Myss archetype cards, because they're more psychological in nature, and it has the same general elements of the tarot cards, but without the tarot card images, okay? So let's see what's going on that we need to talk about today. What is the most important thing that we need to talk about and address within narcissists, narcissism, Jezebel spirits, and karmics, okay? What do we need to focus on here, okay? Because like I said, not everybody is a twin flame on the twin flame journey. Some of us are, just dealing with a very, very difficult person that, for whatever reason, just will not take their teeth out of the individual, whether it's the DM, your person, okay? Whatever you want to call them, okay? This might be a person at work that you're dealing with, so this is not just love readings, okay? Or not just based in a love, sexual, or romantic relationship. Most of the time it is, but we'll just see what this is all about, okay? Oh. Let's see here. What do we need to address? Which one of you out there needs to hear these messages? If at least one of you hears this, then I've done my job. You may or may not resonate with this. This is general energy. Okay, this is picking up on whatever energies need to be picked up on here at the moment. Okay, this one wants to come out for some reason. Exorcist. Interesting. Since we're dealing with narcissists, Jezebel spirits, and karmics, we're not really going to look at light attributes because of the simple reason these are the opposites of the light. Okay? If you're a twin flame that is watching this, we represent the light. The karmics represent the dark. Okay? So it's safe to say that we should be looking at the shadow attributes of this. And it says here, fear of facing your own demons. With a narcissist, this is somebody that doesn't like getting told about themselves. They do not like you pointing out their flaws. This is somebody that has an over-inflated sense of self-worth. And when you let them know that the way they think about themselves, you come in there with a pin and pop their balloon, their ego balloon, all hell breaks loose. Okay, they call you every name in the book. And in essence, when an empath or the person that is dealing with a narcissist exposes them for what they are, it's met with disdain, insults. And remember what is said about insults. When you're trying to secure your position and you're losing an argument, I believe it was either Aristotle or Sophocles, one of the famous philosophers, had said that when somebody is losing their position, it's crumbling, the last resort is insults, calling you names. That's when you know the mask is off. This is what they really are. Okay? And that's why this Exorcist card came out. Because you're essentially ripping the mask off, like literally ripping the mask off. Well, no, you are not what you say you are. And I'm going to give you reasons. Now, let's see what else we have to read on here today. With the shadow attribute, I feel this is more talking about those dealing with a narcissist. So with each card, I'm going to let you know which group this is dealing with, okay? And this is tapping into. What else do we need to talk about today? Mother. Oh, wow. Okay. Again, narcissist. And that might be a Jezebel spirit too. Also karmic. So this one could be all three sections here. We have here smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. I'm getting right away Munchausen by proxy right away with this card. This is somebody that keeps their child sick. That's what this is by definition. Munchausen by proxy is somebody that keeps their child sick so that they can look like the savior, that they can look like the person that's trying so hard to help their sick daughter or sick son. Meanwhile, the kid was never sick to begin with. it's a psychological problem that these people have. And there are some narcissists that have Munchausen by proxy. Okay? There was I forget the name. I think it was on Netflix. And Amy Adams played in this series. And it was, I hate to destroy it for somebody that hasn't seen it yet, but, you know, I'm just going to let you know what happens. It was discovered that the mother had Munchausen by proxy. This is a narcissist mother. She needs to be celebrated for trying her best to help her sick daughter, which never was sick. Okay? With this, I feel it's also somebody that doesn't allow their child to grow up, that wants to keep them infantilized, keep them in a state of being a child, no matter how old they get. They're never grown up enough for them. They're always tearing them down. They're always, oh, you're not doing things right. What's wrong with you? What have you. This daughter or son is never mature enough in this mother's eyes. For a Jezebel spirit, this might be a battle axe wife. A real battle axe. That one is pretty straight across the board. But I'm definitely getting a very heavy Munchausen by proxy here. Very, very heavy. We go kind of deep here, guys, okay? I don't scratch the surface. I go all the way in. If I'm going to talk about something, I'm going to really discuss it. Fool. Using humor to wound rather than liberate. Denial of your emotional truth. This is somebody that is passive aggressive and uses jokes to passive aggressively insult somebody. That is I would say, yes, it could be karmic if this DM is with a karmic, but I feel more so that this is more a narcissist or a Jezebel spirit. This is somebody, if it's a Jezebel spirit, this is somebody that, like I had said with the previous card, is a battle axe. Is always emasculating the man that she's with. Always emasculating him. And a man gets tired of that. A man gets tired of that. And some men, it takes forever for them to break out of that. And that's all part of the Ahab spirit. We'll get into that. Okay, that's a separate video, a separate episode. But for this, I'm feeling that this is a narcissist and or a Jezebel spirit. That's those two that this is referring to. Okay? This is somebody, like, if this is your friend, pay attention to this, right? If this is your friend, that they give you the backhanded compliment, right? Oh, whenever I gain a lot of weight, I always look like shit. But you seem to be able to pass it off, to pull it off. That's a backhanded compliment. Taking an insult and trying to turn it into what somebody had called it, a complisult, like a compliment / insult, right? And that's a backhanded compliment, okay? I forget who it was that called it that. Oh, on Instagram, tarot memes. Fabulous, absolutely hilarious. If you're an Instagrammer, follow tarot memes. She's hilarious with the memes that she makes out of the tarot cards. It's hilarious. So moving forward, we have, I feel we're going to only pull 4 cards today. This is my very first episode talking about narcissists and the Jezebel spirit in addition to karmics, okay? So this is a lot more to cover and I need to do a lot more research. The next episode, I'll let you guys know. Well, it really behooves you to just put the notifications on, because I don't come on here with any regular schedule. I will warn you about that. Ask anybody that follows my YouTube. I come on when there needs to be something that needs to be talked about. Okay? So, last but not least, what other group are we going to talk about today? Scribe. Altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Oh boy. Okay. Since this is in the shadow attribute, we're only going to look at shadow attributes here, since we're talking about these 3 types of individuals: karmic, Jezebel spirit, and narcissist. There's no light, so there's no we don't have to be worried about looking at light, right? Altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. What is plagiarism? It's not just copying somebody's images, videos, and the like. It's taking text from what they said and passing it off as your own without crediting the person. I had a situation like that just the other day, and I had to tell the person, what is your intention here? You know, what is your intention? Because I don't mind you sharing my things. That's why the share button is there, but credit me. I make these things so that the knowledge can be shared, but credit the person it came from. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. But when you take a person's idea, pass it off like it's an original thought in your head. This is exactly what they're talking about in this card here. Passing off somebody else's work as your own. It's not looked at very, very highly when you're in college. It's one of the first things they teach you when you write papers and theses, depending on what you're studying to be. There's a lot of writing that goes on in college, and they will not look kindly if they notice that your work looks and sounds a lot like somebody else's that they have seen, but you just put your name on it. You can't copy paste. Find something you think is good and put your name on it. It's not done. It's tacky, and it's in bad taste. And people are going to notice it, okay? Especially the content creator that made the original work. I have one that I follow on YouTube. It's happened to her twice, okay? And she has knockout content. I absolutely love her content. Frankly, it's a little addicting, you know? It's that good, okay? She's absolutely wonderful, okay? And while, yes, her stuff is that great that you wish you could do what she does, it's not right to copy it and try to make it your own. There's a difference between inspiration and flat out being a copycat. It's just not right, and it's tacky. Don't be that person, okay? Now, with a narcissist, and I feel like with this one here, this is more, I feel it's all 3, but in different levels. With karmic, it's somebody that copies something that you're doing as far as a project, copies a type of picture that you put up, or tries to alter their personality to blend it with yours, so that as far as a karmic is concerned, that DM can't tell the difference between you and them, and that's trickery, that's manipulation, okay? That's shape-shifting, okay? Now, in the sense of a Jezebel spirit, this is somebody that will, for instance, let me give you a for instance. Take a Bible quote and mangle it and cut it up to make it sound a different way than when it was written, to serve their own agenda. I've seen it happen. And if anybody knows anything about me, guys, I study the word. Okay, so for any of my religious folks that are out there listening to this, yes, I do study the word, and I'm fulfilled by the word. When I see it being butchered, it's not going to sit well with me. So that's why that image popped up into my head when I was describing this card and what I was feeling for this card. Now, as far as narcissists are concerned, this is somebody that they can plagiarize your work, try to change a few words around and pass it off as their own work, and the hell with you if you try to call them out on it. Oh, nobody's ever going to believe you because people will believe me more than they'll believe you. And this happens a lot with smaller channels versus larger channels, okay? In general, not just on YouTube, but any platform, okay? And I see this repeatedly happening with many smaller channels, not just my own. And what will happen is that because you're smarter. I'm just gonna say it, whatever. Okay, because at some point you stop caring. When you reach a certain number, you just stop giving a shit. Excuse my French, but you just stop giving a shit. So the quality of your work gets lower and lower and lower, and when you realize that, it's getting lower and lower and lower, and people are, well, you're not making quality content anymore, let me move on to somebody that is, the first thing that they'll do is go to a smaller channel, because when you're smaller, you're hungrier, right? Okay, you're hungry. You want to reach as many people as possible with your very, very new way of thinking, a new way of approaching things in that established genre. And it's done many times. As I said before, I don't want to sound redundant, but it happens all over social media. Originality is kind of a dying breed. If it was a dinosaur, it's kind of a dying breed. The thing to do now is to copy everybody else, and, nobody's going to bat an eyelash if you're a larger channel, because it's like, oh, well, where did it come from? Nobody's telling you to not share my things or share a smaller channel's content. Just give the credit where the credit is due. How hard is it? It's meant to be shared, but just credit the person, okay? But if it inspires you, don't flat out copy it and pass it off as your own work. Who do you think you're fooling? Not me. Not us. Okay? So, that being said, this is what I have for you guys. This is the way that I'm going to do these episodes. And when I come on live, I'll let you know ahead of time when I come on live, and that is going to be, I'll have to figure it out when that's going to be, so it really does behoove you to keep the notifications on, as I said before. I don't come on regularly. I only come on when there needs to be something talked about. Okay? That being said, I hope you like the content. If you like the content, please follow this podcast and or subscribe to my channel. Please like and share as well. When you share, please credit me. And other than that, guys, all information for personal readings will be in the description box below on the YouTube channel. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Instantgo for instant readings at instantgo.com/thehoodoracle. I'm on Twitter at RevHoodie, REV_HOODIE, as well as Instagram at the same name,
RevHoodie, REV_HOODIE. I do have a website where you can book formal sit-down readings where I record the reading for you and send it via private YouTube link that you can access at any time. And the website is www.blackcattaro4u4wixsite.com/thehoodoracle. All one word. THEHOODORACLE. Okay? Alright guys, so I've taken up enough of your time here. If you like my content, please follow me on this podcast and the channel. So I love you guys very, very much, and big hugs to you, and I'll talk to you in the next video and podcast.